गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in Amrutanubhava chapter 9, verse number 32. Page 827. So we are looking at the Jivan Mukta Purusha Lakshana. How does he function in the world? How does he move about? And here in the 32nd verse, Taise bhalate karita ye the pavize kahi ata aise nahi na karita thakize na. For the Jivan Mukta, there is nothing to be gained by meritorious deeds, for there is nothing that he has not gained. Gain of the self is the gain of everything that is there. After that, what is left? After that, what is left? Nothing is left. So, this point is being made. Who wants to do the meritorious deeds? Who is afraid of the wrong? Who is afraid of the demerit? The one who is still taking the world to be real, who is still attached to the world. And then, while giving so much importance to the world, out of old habit, he is wanting to seek the divine. Okay? This is one point. Second, he is considering himself to be as you begin your spiritual journey, you start feeling bad within yourself that I am still attached to the world. And even though the scriptures are saying I am divine, but I am not realizing the divine. When this type of idea comes in the mind that I have to do something to realize, then you want to collect, you want to do the right thing. This right and wrong is only at the level of the world. I have to be righteous. Yes, it has to be. As an individual, you have to be righteous. But from the true reality point of view, from where the Jivan Mukta Purusha is established, from there is no right and wrong. Yes, light is better than dark, no doubt. But from sun's point of view, there is no light and dark. In this way, this is the disposition of the great master. By doing meritorious deeds, the Jivan Mukta has nothing to gain, and when he is not doing these meritorious deeds, neither he nor the world is a loser. See, when a young fellow like Jnaneshwar Maharaj is sitting in meditation, what would be other people who have toiled so hard in their life look at him? What will be the comments? Lazy fellow. Isn't it? You go to the ashrams in India, sometimes you find many young kids in their early teens or mid-teens, and they are there. They have committed their life, something has clicked in them, they are sitting there in meditation. And when devotees of that ashram come, They are devoted to the teacher, the Guru Maharaj. But these kids, they are at a drop of a hat, they'll pass comment. Lazy fellow, only sitting all the time, not doing anything. Karm karo, karm karo, karm karo. Means do action, do karma. And that fellow has transcended karma. That is why he's sitting in meditation. So who can make such type of comments? Only he who is still taking the world to be real. It has not clicked in that person that the ultimate goal is to be merged into the divinity or to be the divinity. And this realized master, he does not gain anything by doing merits, nor does he run away from doing demerit. In other words, he does not have to act as an individual to do good or bad. Everything happens around him because the individuality is totally dissolved. Something to gain, something to lose, to good, bad, opposites are for whom? Only for the individual. Opposites are only for the individual. Then what about the realized master? He has transcended the opposites and got established into that one unifying principle. From there he is looking down. So what does he see? What does he see? What do you see in yourself? You see the right hand, you see the left hand, you see the left leg, you see the right leg, you see the head, you see the back, you see the nose, eyes, teeth, no teeth. But what is your experience? You don't even say that I am all this, isn't it? It's straight away, it's all me. Imagine this experience ad infinitum. A realized master looks at the entire creation and experiences the oneness. So just like you are looking at different forms, but your experience is I. He is also looking at all the forms. His experience is the I. We are limited to this body. He is unlimited. Therefore, he is having that perception or vision. Then there is no possessions, there is no relations, there is no running after anything for survival. Because where will you run out of this house to escape from this house? Wherever you run in this house, you will be inside the house only, no? Take one step further. Where will you run in this world to escape from this world? Wherever you run in this world, you are still in the world. Right? So once this dawns upon you that this running around and seeking some other space within this house or in this world, it's just foolish, because still it is the same place. It's that one. Once this, then your running will stop. Same way. And who runs? The individual runs. He is no longer an individual, because the individuality, that consciousness which was identified with this body, this mind, this intellect, has transcended and come to realize that it is that consciousness which is not subject to conditioning. Everything is its glory. Everything is its manifestation. Everything is its is it alone. And therefore, and that is where, for that to happen, individuality has to dissolve. All the earlier sadhanas like japa, etc., have found their fulfillment It is foolish, therefore, for a layman to try to assess these great masters by the yardstick he applies at his level. So, an individual can never come to know who is a realized master, because your norms of assessing another individual are based on the parameters of this world. And there are no parameters of this world which can do justice to the realized master. Huh? What parameter is there in this world by which you can prove the existence of space even though you are experiencing it? Huh? With what you will come to know? Cannot. Take another example. With all the finite experiences, forms, thoughts, can you ever come to know the infinite? The thoughts are finite. Even the thought of infinite in your mind is also finite. But what that infinite is representing, seamless, endless expanse, can you ever experience it? Not possible. So all words stop. Such is the abidance, such is the state of this great master. So stop judging. All you can do is seek the divine in your heart, be in one with it. On the way, if your journey is sincere, your seeking is sincere, the masters will come into your life. If you have a virus, you are sincere in seeking, but there is a virus that I don't know if this is realized, this fellow is realized or not. Lord, I don't want to be manipulated. Lord, it has happened before. I've wasted my 5, 7 years, 10 years, and I see around me so many people getting taken for a ride. I hope that does not happen to me. And as a result of that, you are seeking, but there is fear in your heart. And that fear is stronger than surrender to the divine. Then guess what you are going to attract? What are you going to attract? Huh? Then you attract a holy crook. Because your mind is more concerned about the fear than the surrender. You will. There's no option for you. Whatever thoughts you entertain in your mind, those thoughts are not because you are thinking. Your mind has been programmed in that way by yourself. And those thoughts, through those thoughts, you perceive this world. You experience this world. What do I say every time? A pessimist is in the world seeing only obstacles and problems. An optimist is in this world looking in the same world, seeing only opportunities. Perception is different. A realized master is also in the same world, but what does he perceive? Perfection. So where is the change? Not in the outside world. That change has to happen within. And who is a realized master? Who has raised himself from the empirical, being an empirical being, from being an individual to being the divine. But when he merges into the divine, he no longer says, or who are we to judge what he says or what he doesn't say? All we can do as seekers is have the right space, fearless, full of love for that divine. It is foolish, therefore, for a layman to try to assess these great masters by the yardstick he applies at his level. In this pure existence in which a Jivan Mukta is established, there is no effort to do good. Goodness just happens. The sun doesn't have to work on be. Don't sit on that one. Take the other chair. It has got a lot of hair. Huh? Sun doesn't have to think and worry about, my God, I can't remember if I'm giving the sunlight out or not. Does the sun have to think that way? Does the fire have to think that am I giving heat? It is its nature. What is the nature of a realized master? Unconditional love, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness. In his presence, automatically, without his doing anything, people feel blessed. See? So he is not willing anything in his life. He is just being. Will, choice is of the individual. A realized master just is. And therefore, the only way you can write about it is the way it is given here. Everything around him is just happening. Just like the waves on the ocean are just happening. Similarly, then what do we have to do? Recognize that your body is just a happening, means a phenomena. Your thoughts are just a happening, a phenomena. Don't get too obsessed with them. Everything. Keep your focus, keep your poise, keep your attention only on the infinite. How the condition of the Jivan Mukta is uncommon is now described. आठ आणी विसरू तया तेही घेऊ नेदी पसरू दशेचा व्यवहारू asadharanu. In the state of Jivan Mukta, there is nothing to be remembered and nothing to be forgotten. Nothing to be remembered, nothing to be forgotten. What will you remember? The past. You will remember your future. But he is all that there is. So what is there for him to remember? And what do we want to forget? What do we want to forget? Our commissions and omissions of life, our guilts. Isn't it? Nothing for him to worry about. In this state of the Jivan Mukta, his behavior in the worldly affairs is uncommon. The common type of behavior is that one first takes care of one's own needs and only thereafter thinks of others. This is, in the plane also they say, no? First put the oxygen on your face and then put it on the child. Isn't it? They don't say put it on the child and check everyone in the plane is having oxygen, then you put the oxygen. They don't say that. Whereas in the behavior of a Jivan Mukta, there is no I-ness versus you-ness. The Jivatma feels happy when he gets from others by fair or foul means. Paramatma feels happy when he is able to give to someone. The Jivan Mukta is unlike both of them. Unlike both of them. He is not, how is he able to have the uncommon expression in his life? So we have two spectrums. One is individual likes to get some way or the other and he feels happy, and a sattvic being He wants to give, and he feels good. One enjoys, he feels good by taking, another feels enjoy by giving. A realized master is above both of them. And what does he do? He feels no compulsion to remember, nor does he have any fear of forgetting. In the initial days, I used to be very concerned about this. People used to give me something and then I used to forget what they have given. And then I'll say, oh, I used to say, sorry, I don't know. Because anyone comes, you give away the shawl or you give away the jacket. I mean, just few days ago, someone asked, Swamiji, 2 years ago, I gave you one, half sweater. I have never seen you wearing it. I said, which sweater? Swamiji, it was an expensive one. She is scolding me. I said, Amma, I'm sorry, I don't know where it is. Maybe it has gone to someone or it is in some bag. It's you. See, there she goes. Where's my hat? It's there. It's there.
No, that's not it.
Huh?
That's not
So he then people give things and still they are holding on to that which they have given because they have put value to it. That I made it and gave it to someone. And I used to feel very bad before. Now I don't care. Now no sorry. Then I have to tell them. You gave, now it's mine. What I do with it, it's my problem, not yours. No questions. Isn't it? And that is true. You give, even in birthdays, we give something expensive. If we have given something expensive, if you have not asked a question, means it was not worthy. If it is worthy, you will go and ask, hey, I gave you that, that pen, Parker pen or this pen or that pen. Are you still using it? Some person brought me some shoes, slippers from India. They are those acupuncture chappals, painful walking initially till your soles of your feet get used to it. Swamiji, are you going to use it? I said, I'll see, man. Swamiji, are you going to use it? Not once, not twice, not thrice, not 5, 10, 15 times. Yeah. I said, you want to give, you give. You don't want to give, who cares? No, are you still? He's so concerned about his investment. So concerned about his investment. Swamiji, are you going to eat? Then I will make. You want to make out of love, you make. It's my choice. If that moment what happens, I also don't know. I may eat that nothing is left for you. Or I may not eat anything. But with this, with this expectation we give, you do it out of abundance. You do it out of abundance. But this Mahatma, he is not concerned about anything. When remembering and forgetting gets cancelled, one has transcended the mind. What are you trying to remember? That I am the truth. What are you trying to forget? That I am the individual. See? Transcend the mind, and then alone one arrives at the abode where the Jivan Mukta is established, because he has gone beyond the thought level. That thought level, beyond the thought level, which is this place? This is beyond the Pashyanti. He has come to the Para. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para. Para is that divine state. If you go to Pashyanti, it is very, very peaceful. If you're conscious of that peace, you're still in what do you call, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. There again, the manifestation of the Vaikhari and the manifestation of the Madhyama and the Vaikhari is still there. That means dream state and waking state will still come out. But for a realized master who has gone beyond the three to the para, for him, he alone is. Then there is no more oscillation of the experience called waking, dream and deep sleep. He is ever established his own self. Such a Jivan Mukta who has transcended the mind is no longer bound by any code of conduct. Whatever he does is just the way it should be. There is no he is one with the creation. What can we say about it? He is just flowing. Everything is just happening. There is no urge to achieve something, no urge to do something. All these urges are only in the individual. Is there any urge in you to do anything when you are sleeping? You are not even your body in the deep sleep, isn't it? You don't even know. Here, if I put my leg on this, she will look at me like, oh, what happened to Swamiji suddenly? Yeah. Isn't it? If I put my feet on your head. But in the dream, when I'm sleeping, and if you are lying here, I have gone to sleep, and by mistake if my leg go and fall on her, she will not feel offended because she is seeing that this fellow is sleeping. She'll just take the leg. But if I'm awake and I put it, Swamiji, what happened to you? See the difference? So when I'm sleeping and I do the same act, I am forgiven. No reaction comes out. Judgment doesn't happen. But when I do the same thing in consciously, there will be reaction. See? So that Mahatma, a Jivan Mukta Purusha who is established in his own essential nature, he doesn't care what the body is doing. He doesn't care what the mind is doing. It can be doing whatever. What will the mind do? Whatever the will of the totality. If it is unpurified, then whatever still needs to come, the prarabdha is still there. That will function out of the body. If disease is there, he doesn't care about the disease. If health is there, he doesn't care about the health. Because if he gives attention to health and disease, then he has to come one step down from that pristine state. Continuing. Zali swechhati vidhi swaira zala samadhi dasheye mokshuruddhi baiso ghape. In Jivan Mukti, the free will is the code of conduct. His uncontrolled behavior is his samadhi. The non-dual being is the foundation on which the glory of his freedom is standing. When we exercise freedom, when individual exercises freedom, he becomes licentious. Then he will not do what is required to be done. As in freedom expressing at the individual level is, I am free. You can hear these people saying that, I'll do what I want. Then what will you do what you want? No, I have worked enough, now I'll sleep. They will make decisions. because they think they have studied and they can now, and intellectually they realize that they are the truth, and truth does not make any has free will. They are not bound by anything, and they have not transcended individuality, but they start expressing in that manner, and a funny character comes around, comes about, who is not merging into the totality. They create a separate personality for themselves. They rub against other people. They're not accepting everyone. Free will what? If at all you want to exercise free will as an individual, let it reflect what the scriptures are saying. Include everyone, exercise the free will, include everyone in the definition of I, unconditionally love everyone. Free will. Let there be no dislike or hatred for anyone. Free will. But our free will is very ego oriented. What I like, I am exercising free will. What I don't like, I will not. I don't like going there because you have already judged that fellow. Free will. I don't feel like going there. I choose not to go there. You can use all nice words and get caught up in your own trap. This is not free will. The free will must be exercised in only one place as an individual, and that is to move away from the changing to the changeless principle. That is the only free will. If you are exercising free will within the changing, you are trapping yourself. And you don't know that you got trapped. Free will. Pathetic. Discrimination, viveka, between the real and the unreal. This is the only free will. Whatever the Jivan Mukta thinks or does is the right code of conduct. Code of conduct is applicable only for the individual. Now, when some seekers, when they hear this, after deep meditation and all, this is how the realized master, that is the, whatever he thinks or does is the right code of conduct. They start behaving funnily, without having known the truth. I will do what I want. The thought has come, I will do what I want. It is free will, isn't it? But who can say I will do what I want? Only an individual. Only an individual will say that. Code of conduct is applicable only for the individual. When the individuality is transcended, the Jivan Mukta goes beyond the realm of duality and the scriptural injunctions, and therefore scriptures declare that we cannot tell or dictate how a Jivan Mukta Purusha must function or act in this life, because we are only indicating the truth. Jivan Mukta Purusha is established in the truth that we are indicating. So we fall short. Scriptures fall short of the experience of reality. A realized master is established in that reality, which the scriptures are only indicating. And therefore the scriptures say that it is not within our purview to dictate that this is how a realized master should function, or this is not how the realized master should function. They refrain from those type of statements. In any scripture you take, whether you take the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, etc., etc. But then some places it is told that a realized master, his disposition is like that of a, so much is being written about a realized master here in this chapter. So this is the type of language. But it is not to judge him. It is so that our mind tunes in with that state. So it is not being told to say the realized master is like this or not like this. It is so that we appreciate that this is our real nature, rather than being caught up and at the mercy of this world. Even in his uncontrolled behavior, his samadhi is maintained. The word samadhi can be understood in two ways. See, the different masters have expressed in different ways. Akkalkot Maharaj, I have given you this example before. If you go to him, he used to throw stones and hit you with sticks. At a moment, he will get angry. Angry Brahman. Angry reality. But he used to hit. He used to thrash people. But people used to still go to him, because after his thrashing, they were better. They were better. Something would be either they used to get healed, or their mental obsessions, they used to go away, or whatever they are possessed with. People say people are possessed with ghosts, and there's nothing but mental ghosts, or mental what is the word? Obsessions, thought fixations. When he used to give one beating, they used to go out. At the same time, he was so compassionate and loving. Neem Karoli Baba, you have heard of him. He was in Almora district. One gentleman, young boy, came to him, and Baba saw him taking something. He said, "What is that?" He said, "In those days, LSD. It was a drug." Now, if he tells him, "Don't take it," he is not going to listen. He says, "Not allowed here. Where can you throw it?" He said, "Show me the bottle." Took the bottle, poured all the tablets. One tablet is enough, half a tablet is enough. He poured all the tablets into his mouth and swallowed it. That fellow said, "Oh, boy, he'll die, man. Mahatma, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Nothing happened to him. To whom it will happen? To whom is the effect of drugs, alcohol? To whom? To the mind. The one who has gone beyond the mind, nothing happens. Because we are identified with the mind, so we are disturbed. When we have transcended the mind, then whether there is waking, dream, deep sleep, it does not matter. So even though, such people are always in samadhi. What is that samadhi? Open-eyed samadhi. What? They are moving around in this world. They don't have to do a special session of meditation to go into samadhi. That is the yogi's path. This is sahaja bhav. 24/7, 365 days a year, they are established in their own being. So here, that is what Swamiji is going to tell. The first one is the common understanding where prakriti pradhanatva is the thought process. Means initially the process is matter oriented. When matter oriented meditation is done, only you will try to transcend the world, transcend the body, transcend the breath, transcend the mind, and all you are going to get is some siddhis. That's all is going to happen. Because of the excessive value given to the thought and the condition of the mind, the effort is to hold the mind in a thoughtless state for a long time. Ultimately, where do you reach in this process? Where the attention is on the Prakriti. Attention is on the world. Attention, body is Prakriti. Mind is Prakriti. Breath is Prakriti. Empty mind is also Prakriti. Matter. So, such a person wants to escape from everything or transcend everything that he knows and wants to come to establish in the thought-free state. The second meaning is samyak adhiyate yasminiti samadhi. That which is the substratum of the mind is samadhi, and he who is totally established in that is an individual of samadhi. Meaning, initially your attention was the thoughts, and what was the thought? I must be thought free. So your attention is not the self, your attention is the thought. When we say, watch your mind, what people do? Watch the thoughts. Then what is mind? Mind is that in which all the thoughts are coming and going. That is mind. See? We miss that point. Instead of watching the mind, we start watching the thoughts. We have to watch the mind. What is that space? What is that space in which the thoughts are coming and going? If you start accessing that space, becoming aware, attentive of that space, you will find that space is not other than you. You'll find that it is the substratum of all the thoughts. The second meaning is applicable in this OV. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj is not talking about the first one, he is talking about the second one. What is that? For the Jivan Mukta, whatever he does is an expression of samadhi, because he never falls down from his essential nature. How has the Jivan Mukta reached this state of freedom? It is because the non-dual being is the foundation on which the glory of his freedom is rooted. Once this is firmly established, nothing but perfection will be expressed. What is the instigator of all our actions and perceptions in this life? Our convictions, isn't it? Our convictions determine our experiences. Our convictions determine our actions in our daily life. So you have a conviction that I must attend the satsang on Sunday mornings. So you are here. That made you move, made you get out of the bed. Maybe other days you don't get up till 8, 9 o'clock. But today you got up at 6 o'clock to get ready, have breakfast early, take shower and pick her up and then come all the way. What will drive you to come here on such a cold day? A deep conviction that this is important. It is necessary. See? And that prompts the activity. A Jivan Mukta Purusha is absolutely convinced. 100% conviction is equal to wisdom, is equal to abidance. No doubts. And what is his conviction? 100% conviction? That he is of the nature of infinity, that he is all that there is, that there is one without, he is the one, the principle which is one without a second. He is not a hole in a sock. Concentrate. He is one without a second. And there is no doubt about it. Then what is going to be his disposition? Is he going to be tossed about by the mind? Is he going to be tossed about by the activity? Is he going to be tossed about by good and bad, merit and demerit? No, because he is established in that oneness. And from that, and that oneness is his natural state. And from that disposition, the phenomena continues. He knows he is not the phenomena. He knows he is not the phenomena. But the phenomena continues. Some activity will go on. But there is no impetus on his part to do this or do that, to direct his thoughts to in this direction or direct his thoughts in that direction. Because his attention is not on the thoughts. Where is his attention? His attention is on himself. I'm using words here. It cannot be said that way. He is himself. Then whatever thoughts come, they are okay. Whatever actions happen at the body level, they are okay. There is no guilt, there is no hope, there is no expectation, there is nothing. He is just as he is, established in the truth. And because he is established in the truth, what did I say? When a person is established in the truth, now that mind, that intellect, it is in the presence of that truth, isn't it? If we can use that word, okay? It is in the presence of the truth. What will it reflect? What will the mind and intellect reflect? What will be the actions of what quality will the actions be at the breath, at the mind level, at the speech level, at the body level? They will reflect that perfection, isn't it? For the common man who's watching that realized master, when we are trying to work this whole thing out, all the actions at the manasa vacha kaya, there will be reflection of that perfection. Think about it. And therefore, we are saying that he is perfect, scriptures are saying he is perfect, and this is how you work it out. He is established in it. We are a product of our convictions. Our life is a product of our convictions. He has become convinced and got established in the truth, and that abidance is alone expressing everywhere. That truth alone is everywhere. What is he going to run away from and what is he going to run towards? Will there be any will in him to do this or that? No, it just keeps happening then. Everything is just is. Ocean does not say, I want this wave, I don't like that wave. I think tsunami destroys a lot of human beings. I think I should refrain from having a tsunami. Oh my God, I'm not able to see the sun. I think I need to subside all the waves so that I can enjoy the full reflection of the sun or the moon. Well, does water say all these things? Water is the waves. He cannot escape from them. It is his glory. It is not an aberration. So initially we are running away, we are subsiding, we are sublimating our thoughts. But after having come to ascertain, establish ourselves in that truth, then there is no running away from the thought. Then everything is the glory of the self. Everything. Not just these 5 sheets, but the 5 sheets as a principle. Everything is the glory. Perfection is perfection in oneself. and acceptance of non-perfection in the whole world with equal ease and love. Any obsession for perfection is an obstacle. This is the freedom of the Jivan Mukta. What did you understand? Read it. We are obsessed with cleanliness. We are obsessed with studying scriptures. We are obsessed with a certain, dispositions in life. And if something contrary comes, we become disturbed, isn't it? For a realized master, perfection is perfection and imperfection also is perfection. Both are in the same category. See? Because duality ends. We are making an attempt here in duality to understand that unity. It is not possible. This is the type of language we will be using. So he does not worry what comes out of his mouth. He does not worry what actions come out of are taking place. Why? We are concerned because our attention is on the world. What will the world say if I behave like this? Concern. What if I give an abuse here in the class? Concern. If I give an abuse, next Sunday nobody will come. Then whom will I have satsang with? Isn't it? Because we are concerned about the responses. We are concerned about the social behavior. And all that comes because we are attached to this body. We are not attached. And once we are attached to the self or the Lord, then none of these problems are there. In the Jivan Mukta, the goal and the means have become one. See, this is another statement. In Vedanta, in yoga, body is the means, breath is the means, dharana, dhyana, samadhi is the means. And after a lot of toil, you will reach the goal. In Kundalini sadhana, lage raho munna bhai, keep pumping, and eventually you will reach the goal. In Vedanta, study scriptures after scriptures after scriptures after scriptures. Oh my God, same thing. Sometimes they say this, then they say the opposite in the other one, then they say... And then you come to the goal. But in devotion, the path is devotion and the goal is also. The path is the Lord's name, the goal is the Lord Himself. The path and the goal are one. Easiest to practice in this Kali Yuga. Why did I bring Kali Yuga? Because we are in it. There's no place for it in the context where we are talking. But path and the goal are one. From the relative standpoint. From the realized master, now he is saying in this verse that the path and the goal are one. He is moving around in himself only. There is nowhere else to go.
After realize, you can see.
What can you say?
Okay, path and the goal, the see.
No. From devotional point of view, the path is the name of the Lord and the goal is also the Lord.
Yeah, in the devotion.
So you are in love with the Lord, and where will you reach? Not some other goal. You will reach that which you are chanting, that which you are thinking, that which you fell in love with. And what did you fall in love with? The divine theme. So if you take it from this perspective, what is the divine theme? Self. Then if your path is the self, and the goal is also the self. But our path is in yoga, kundalini, kriya, etc., etc., in Gyan, Our path is something else other than the goal. And what is the path? Body becomes the path to reach somewhere, to purify, to bring stamina, to become inner, to build inner strength. In knowledge, path of knowledge, all information becomes the strength. So what is the information that you have and the goal that you have are two opposite. But here in the path of devotion, or as it is told in the 15th chapter, Uddharet Atma, no, not in 15th, 6th chapter, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam, Natmanam Avasadhayet. With the self, by the self, in the self, for the self, realize. Don't allow anything else to come in between you and the self that you are. And what comes in between? Actions come in between, breath comes in between, thoughts come in between. Stop. Desires are thoughts only. Thoughts come in between. So don't allow any corruption to take place in between you and yourself. Just be. Uddhare. So if you take that path, that self is the means and self is the goal, then you have come to that same point where realized master is. You have come to the same point where the devotee has reached. So here he says, Zhala devoci bhaktu, thavoci zhala panthu, houn thela ekantu, vishwaci hai. The Lord has become the devotee, the goal has become the path, the multiplicity has become oneness for the Jivan Mukta. Just like in the Ras Leela, on the banks of the Yamuna, when the Krishna and the gopis were dancing, the climax of that dance, which went on for quite some time, it was one night, but that the Lord stretched that one night for a very long time because he was enjoying himself with the gopis so much. They were dancing. And what happened in the climax? The gopi forgot she was the gopi, she became the Lord. Lord forgot that he was the Lord, he became the gopi. This realization, it's a realization that water alone is the wave and wave alone is the water. Thought alone is consciousness and consciousness alone is expressing as the thought. This final consummation, because when will this come? This will not come here when you are talking. On this, when you are with yourself, you are thinking about self, I am the self, I am that person, I am the self, I am the self. Why am I talking about myself? I am already that. Am I stupid or what? See? That is that state of the climax of the Ras Leela, where all those lovers of Krishna, who are devotees of Krishna, they have not studied scriptures, they have not done yoga, they have not done kundalini, they have not done any sadhana. All of them are working at home. Some are young, some are old, some are teenage, some are youth, some are married. But their entire day goes only in the contemplation of the Lord. He is their main focus in their life. And that focus alone brought them to this invitation by the Lord to liberate them on this particular day, called Ras Leela day. See? On a Sharat Purnima, full moon day. And still the Lord is separate to them. Yes, they are thinking, now they are very happy that Lord has given himself to all of them. There is no jealousy among anyone. They are all focused on the Lord. Everyone is happy to dance with the Lord, to be with the Lord, because He is their goal. But see the consummation, what it is doing to them. Slowly and slowly in that consummation, they are forgetting. Their whole sadhana is only focusing on the Lord. And as the consummation is becoming a reality, they are forgetting their individuality. And they forget their individuality to such extent that they start playing. They don't make a decision, but out of them the Krishna bhava comes out. Even when Ammachi is here, you have been to Ammachi? So sometimes when she is singing Krishna Bhavan or something, bhajan or something, she forgets she just falls into her. When she does Devi Bhav, that Devi Bhav is not just for pleasing the people. That may be what we think. But in that moment, not in that moment, I don't think, but she is that Devi. But that day, on that Devi Bhav day, a special, she takes on a special role. Why she doesn't take it the other way? She is doing the same role in a different way by hugging people. See? She has no, sometimes she expresses as Devi, sometimes she expresses as Krishna. Ramakrishna Paramahansa also. Whatever you focus on, he focused on Radha's love for Krishna. He became so one with Radha that he started developing breasts. Then this is the different, you have to experiment. Not as a little bit come to satsang and then go back into the world. This is consummation. He wanted to feel the devotion of Hanumanji towards Ram. He became so obsessed and consumed with the thought of Hanuman that he started developing a tail. These are all recorded. See? That type of consummation is required. Not consummation, one leg in this world and one leg in the spirit. One leg in survival and one leg in surrender. Then it will be the most funny personality that will be expressed. This can be interpreted in two ways. The Lord has become the devotee or the devotee has become the Lord. Both meanings convey the same, that there is no difference between the Lord and the Jivan Mukta Purusha. This is Parabhakti, the destination of spiritual sadhana, in which Advaita Jnana finds its fulfillment. What is the fulfillment of Jnana? What is the fulfillment of Jnana? What is the fulfillment of knowledge? Where is knowledge? In your knees? In your stomach? In your heart or in your head? Where is knowledge? In our head. When it finds fulfillment, it must necessarily express as unconditional love in your heart. And love cannot be contained. Love, it is the nature of the love to express itself. And how does it express? As the service of the humanity. Further, in this effort to reach the destination by sadhana, the sadhana is the path as well as the destination. The goal and the means have become one in the Jivan Mukta. He is no longer seeking anything. There is no goal for him. There is no path for him, because both are him alone. Both are him alone. For an ordinary person, not only are the means different from the goal, they are often mistaken for the goal. Body is the means. Do yoga, no problem. But don't become obsessed with yoga. We forget the goal, why we wanted to do the yoga in the first place. Or we have never come to know what is the purpose of doing the yoga. What is the purpose of chanting bhajans? What is the purpose of taking the name of the Lord? Oh, it gives me so much joy. That is not the purpose of doing japa. Oh, the bhajans give me, I feel I'm in ecstasy. That is not the purpose of singing the bhajans. Then what is the purpose? To be consumed by that divine theme. Is that happening? If it is not happening, your attention is only on the phenomena. Your attention is only on the thought. Your attention is only on the what feelings are there happening in this body. Ooh, it's so divine. I think this atmosphere is fantastic. My mind is absolutely free of thoughts. My body is thrilled. I think I'm moving ahead in spirituality. I think you hear all these things, isn't it? I'm moving, I think I'm becoming spiritual. And an ego comes up. And a drama begins. Of what is the drama? Of fooling yourself that you are spiritual. For an ordinary person, not only are the means different from the goal, they are often mistaken for the goal. Siddhis are taken to be the goal. Objectification of the truth is taken as the goal because he is not able to go beyond. The statue is taken for the goal. What is nothing wrong with praying to the statue, but where should be your attention? On what it is representing. Taking the name of the Lord Ram, 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 Ram is not a problem. Whether you look at a statue, Shiva, or you take the name Shiva. That is gross, this is subtle. But if you take, if people come and Ram, Krishna, Shiva, 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 hey, don't disturb me, I'm taking the name of the Lord. Then something wrong somewhere. Something wrong somewhere. If you are taking the name of the Lord and your attention is on the Shiva principle, what he is representing, what are his ideals, what is he essentially, then your nature will be all accepting. Your stamina, your acceptance of the world with all its flaws. But that is not seen in many, many, many devotees. Kena Upanishad devotes 5 mantras in chapter 2 to highlight this point, that it is only by dropping the path and going beyond it that the goal can be reached. By holding on to the sadhana per se and losing sight of the sadhya, the spiritual seeker cannot go ahead. These words are words. You apply it in your life. This is exactly what happens when you go to the sleep at night. All your actions are for one purpose. What is the purpose? I must go to sleep. And you do whatever is required to be done in order to go to sleep. You drop away, or some things you drop away consciously. Most of the things drop away by themselves. And when they drop away, sometimes the mind goes, no, I think I should finish that. I think I should do this. I think I should answer that email. But then if your attention is on the sleep, that push from inside, I should finish this, I should finish that, I should do that, I should do this, that urge also goes away, isn't it? And then you come into the bed. Nobody goes into the bed and very few people can just get into it, gone. But you go into the bed, this position, that position, this position, that position. Then the urge to find the right position also goes away. Then you're going beyond the body, you're coming to the mind, you're thinking, yaar, and some thoughts of the day are disturbing you, or the thought of the sleep. But as long as you hold on to the sleep, as long as you keep thinking of the sleep, those thoughts also will leave you, and eventually you glide into the sleep. Path is given up. The journey to sleep is given up in order to abide in sleep. Similarly, the journey, the path to reality is given up. Where is this path and journey? At the gross level, at the speech level, at the mind level. Eventually it must give up. But how do you give it up? By free will? No. It must dissolve, it must sublimate. And the sublimation only takes place when your attention is on the principle, divine principle. If you are taking the name Ram and the love, devotion for what he represents, who he is, whether it be form or whether it be formless, it does not matter. If your attention is on that, then automatically the sublimation of the thoughts from many thoughts to zero thoughts will automatically happen. But if your attention is on Ram, Ram, I must chant 1 million times every day. And there are people who do that. There are people who do that. Then your obsession is not with what the name Ram represents, your obsession is with just merely the name. That I have to chant. The story of Bhagwan Krishna and the poor Brahmana is relevant in this context. When Lord Krishna visited his great devotee, the poor Brahmin, accompanied by Arjuna, whose sole surviving possession was a poor cow, which hardly gave him milk for the puja, the Lord blessed him by saying, "May that cow die." When Arjuna was shocked by this apparent cruelty to a devotee, Krishna Bhagwan explained that indeed he was helping the Brahmin in getting rid of the last lingering obstacle, pratibandha, of attachment to the cow. Only that cow was in between the Brahmin and the Lord. He took it away. And the story continues. Afterwards he goes further ahead. He meets a businessman. He says, "Lord, Lord, Lord." He says, "May your wealth double." And this is why and when they were coming back, he finds that the poor man, Brahmin, he has passed away. He says, "Krishna, the poor man, you took his cow away. So you're a rich man, you gave him more riches. And see what you have done. You have made him, he has left the body. And that's when this point comes. Then Krishna Bhagwan explains that he's not reached the frustration level yet, the rich fellow. He needs more till he reaches the frustration level that he cannot hold on to all the wealth that he has. Then he will come to me. And this fellow has already lost everything. The only thing that is left between him and me is the cow. Therefore I blessed him with the death of the cow. See? As a result of these first steps, the Jivan Mukta becomes one with the totality and attains Sarvatmya Bhav. He is just like the sun's rays are pervading the entire solar system. There is no place where the sun's light is not. Just like the water is pervading all the waves, whether that water you call as well, pond, lake, water drop, clouds, it is pervading everything. Rivers, it is pervading everything. Just like the mud is pervading all the mud pots. But when you look at the mud pot, what do you call? It is a pot, it is a cup, it is a saucer, it is a glass. But actually it is mud. You're looking at water, but you're calling it wave. This is an individual standpoint I'm saying. But a realized master, his attention is on the principle. His attention is on the substratum. And not substratum of the pot. He knows he is the substratum of the entire creation. He is the substratum on which, who is pervading the entire creation. And where is the entire creation? What is the entire creation? Waking, dream, deep sleep. And in this way, he looks upon all as himself. Although he has become one, he has at the same time become everything. He is one, but become everything. You are one, but you have become all. You have become the sister, you have become the mother, you have become the wife, you have become the daughter. All are you alone. You don't say, oh, where's the wife gone? Where? You don't search it outside. You alone are the wife, you alone are the daughter, you alone are the sister. Exactly the same way. Water alone has become all the waves. See, same way this master has come to this realization. The lesson for the spiritual sadhak is obvious. Everything should be included in the parameter of one's love without reason or logic. In this way, the Jivan Mukta is identified with the totality. So we come to the oft repeated statement: accept everything, reject nothing, and retain nothing. And do this joyfully. Now, your attention after listening to this, I must accept everything in this world. We are not talking about accepting. If you think about the world, you will not be able to accept everything. True acceptance only happens from the self. Only self can do that, accept everything. If you say, I am accepting everything, I am not rejecting anything, you are on an ego trip. You have to take the position of being the substratum, being the presence, in whose presence everything is happening. No will. Happening. Then this statement carries the meaning. Then you will have that disposition of the Mahatma. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.